Welcome back to some professional, beyond all reason. The 1v1 tournament semi-finals. The best of the best, proving how much better they are than the rest. The real test, though, will be for this player. A bit of an underdog according to the leaderboards, but still a champion in our hearts. The Cortex Commander from Thailand. I take it back. I'm sorry, I'm so used to casting Cortex now. Actually, the first player I've seen in a few of these games, at least, picking Armada. It's Teddy. On the other side, the current rank 1 player on the leaderboards, going for both tech building. This is why he's so good. He just, instead of building one or the other, he just built both of them. Anyways, welcome to Beyond All Reason, the spiritual successor to Total Annihilation. I was thinking about one. I guess he gave up on it. A spiritual successor to Total Annihilation, but yet legally distinct, open source, and free for you. But you can check it out by liking and subscribing and getting into the description. No, it's not on Steam. You actually have to go to what we used to call in the olden days a website. But in the olden days, we called things build orders. Build orders that involve, well, what are you starting out with on the map? And beyond all reason, you got 2 to 3 main resources, however you want to look at it. Essentially, you become a hunter-gatherer. Now, you always start with the gathering. You gather metal in the silver bar, energy in the yellow one. The way you do that is through various means. Metal extractors, as Randy and Teddy have already thrown a few out there that gather a certain amount per second. And also you can gather metal through murdering, well, I guess technically you can murder your own units, but that doesn't really help. But when you fight and units die, you can reclaim some of those units for metal, and that becomes very relevant later on. Reclaim also works on the natural resources, like the crystals here. And both players actually starting with... Wait, are they both Armada? I'm just now realizing that. So, there are 2 factions. Cortex and Armada. They're relatively similar. I'd say like the difference between Bio and Mech, or even less than that, really. But they have... We've seen a lot of Cortex players because of their early game micro ability, but both these players deciding on the... Oh my god. Oh my god. Randy, stop it! So, Teddy can't shoot the rover there because the wind turbines are in the way, and your units won't intentionally shoot your own buildings. So Randy was outmaneuvering him by just staying behind the turbine. Not particularly much damage, but still very annoying. Meanwhile, we're having a very personal fight here as Randy is cleaning up these blitz tanks, though loses a constructor and the metal extractor. Meanwhile, Teddy on the back line managed to slip around while Randy was doing his fancy pants micro. He clearly wasn't positioning his units well enough to stop Teddy from slowing him down back here. So, oh, does he get another? He's trying to body block here. And, oh my god, using the wreck is what for 2 sets of units that are just kind of nudging noses and unloading laser batteries into each other, there's a surprising amount, especially with the vehicles, of micro, because they take some time to turn and accelerate, and many of the vehicles have to have their turret or their weapon facing a certain direction. Less relevant for the basic tanks because they have just the rotating turret, but there is a finesse to them that like microing a paddle boat. Oh, not quite a paddle boat, but it is a little less intuitive and a little harder to get the hang of than just, you know, like walking up or like using a regular StarCraft unit. Though, if you do get the hang of it, you have a clear advantage over others who attempt it. But both these players so far have not... there's no decisive advantage, I would say, as of yet. Randy coming in, trying to take out some of the metal extractors that Teddy has attempted to throw out there. Now, a lot of those units, when units go down, they're dead, except when you potentially revive them with res bots, but more on that later. And in this case, since neither player went for the bots early, those units will remain dead unless they're reclaimed or otherwise. And that means that when Teddy sent all those units across the map, he just simply had less in general with which to challenge Randy here on this side. The last thing I think we need to go over before we get too far into the match is flanking damage. So when a unit, you can see here a little bit, when a unit gets attacked, it is vulnerable to being flanked. As you can see the little indicator there, which I have turned on for this explicit purpose for the next few seconds, which means an attack on the opposite side will do up to double damage depending on the angle. So that allows you to either exploit superior numbers or a superior position in a way that is honestly pretty rare in many games. I am going to turn off the DPS numbers as they distract me too much, alright? Just know that more DPS is happening. Too many numbers scare me, alright, I'll be honest. The constructor, using the only weapon it has, its construction beam, to deconstruct. It's gonna be close. The constructor is victorious. Oh no. Short-lived, but the constructor successfully deconstructs the blitz in time, but a rover comes in to deal with it. So far, the drive-bys have been quite effective. We're gonna go to the Teddy cam, as I've been so fond of recently. Overall, well, actually, first I want to look at the economy. We have 20 metal income for Teddy. Well, it said 60. It's hard to tell exactly how many are from metal extractors. Can I see how many are on the screen right now? Real quick. Select all of a type. Yes, these exist, by the way, this screen. Select. Similarly. Okay, Z. Control Z. So he's got... Wait, what? Did I select all of them on the map? I did. Oh, well, that... Moving on. It has been a hectic game. Randy, I had some requests for people to look at the page. So wind turbines. Randy has a lot more solar. Just continued drive-bys. Neither player seems to be able to stop this from happening. So I'm not entirely sure. Well, the end goal is to kill the commander. But much like in StarCraft, we don't see too often that actually ending up how the... Mostly players will tap out when they realize it's essentially inevitable. Despite killing the commander being an easier goal than, like in StarCraft, to kill every single building. Turn up the remote. I need to hear the blitzes firing at, like, literally everywhere. My God. Is Teddy winning? Well, so the wrecks actually absorb some of the shots as well. They do have collision, and if there's enough of them, they do jam up traffic, which we've seen in some of the games. This is 1v1 is a lot of just driving by and undercutting your opponent's economy, but I've not yet, in my very limited experience, seen a game that is so clearly that. As we have had almost nothing resembling a real fight, and mostly just chasing down shadows and, like... Well, suddenly though, Teddy is quite close to the main base and all these wind turbines, which will chain react and Did he just win? Well, actually, how much economy does Teddy have? Well, okay, so no. because there's enough solar panels to make up for a lot of that lost economy. In fact, Randy still has an energy income advantage. So that just means that Teddy has evened it out so far. Well. This is the first Armada versus Armada game. And like most Armada players, these sleazy nerds are avoiding conflict and just trying to sucker punch their opponent. Not that I'm judging. Well, there's a... It looks like Teddy has consolidated his forces a little better than Randy, who has almost no units. Yeah, there's only a handful of tanks left here. So... Randy just taps it out. GG. Even with these medium tanks on the field. And there you go. Well, Teddy able to get the better end of this run around. Not the most in-depth game. Overall, most of the time here, it seems like Randy actually had slightly more income. But Teddy was more efficient with his units, so... I take it back about blitz tanks being bad. As much as I'd like to tell you that you were wrong, I don't know if that's a great example of how good or bad blitz tanks are, because they were both building them, so I think they're exactly as good as each other. Is my impression. And they're fast enough that if they both go vehicles, then there's really no challenging them except with other blitz tanks. But the next map, so Randy picked this map, I believe. I've never seen it. It has a unique attribute that is quite divisive amongst many players. But it's tied up 1-1 in the semifinals of the Beyond All Reason Alpha Tournament. And Randy has brought us to the Shadow Straits, the first legitimate water map. So Randy loses game one and decides to completely change things up. It isn't a naval map, but that... So... I've already explained, beyond all reason, you've got combined arms. Even if all we saw in game one, well, was a bunch of vehicles. So, unfortunately though, vehicles are not great in the water. Unless, specifically... you build water vehicles or hovercraft, a whole new dimension of options. I'm not saying that naval combat is not balanced or good. I'm saying that it's just such another dimension of play that most players just don't even really truly learn it. And I have no idea. My basic understanding of 1v1 goes right out the window and drowns. It falls into a lake and drowns because it has no idea how much the water's going to factor in. It looks like there are some metal extractors in there. The commander and many of the bots can walk in some fashion across the map. But, well, here we go. If you like water maps, like and subscribe, and also announce your like and subscribe, so that way other people can make fun of you, or respect you, or probably both. First make fun of you, then respect you, Admiral. And... well, Randy goes for the vehicle plant. They can still drive over the shallows here. I am very interested to see Because between I don't think we'll see hovercraft, which are more of a team game option. They're expensive and overall less effective at everything, but, you know, they fly across the water. Or hover, as they do. It does. How much are the metal extractors? 1.9. So on the pretty average when it comes to metal extractors. The map, the land area does seem quite small overall. There's enough metal extractors at the backside of each peninsula in order to facilitate most of your early game. A lot less metal extractors easily accessible than on like theta crystals. And not too much in the way besides a few trees to reclaim here. But Teddy's already moving up. He's already within... Well, I don't know if he can see him. He has a little crown there. I don't know how you get the crown. I assume he's won something. Maybe respect from naval battles. Maybe that's how it works. I don't think they actually have vision of one another, but clearly they know where the other is at this stage. Actually, no, he has radar. And he's already identified the commander, so the commander tag shows up on the radar. So yes, he does know. Thank you, Z Skashaska, gifting 100 subs. Did you find them at the bottom of the ocean? To the people. Well, I guess 100 subs are very, very useful to have on a naval map. But thank you very much. 12-hour stream time. Oh, wait. I did have that. 100 subs. 100. Well, technically, the subs can fire torpedoes and hit the commanders. And, like, they can shoot at their legs. Well, very glad you enjoy. Thank you very much. And with your permission and your support, I will continue to cast the Beyond All Reason 1v1 tournament semifinals. And then, are those? No, those are amphibious garpikes, amphibious tanks, which he's sending all the way around. I have no idea how easy it is to scout that. So this is the very long version of that drive-by we saw. I have never seen... I had to click on it. I've been playing a few weeks. I could not have told you what the name of this unit was here. I don't know if it has any... Just... It comes out of the vehicle plant. Yeah, it's right there. It's just... It's one of those you misclick occasionally. Well, we'll see if Teddy's ready. His crown on his commander already. Knees steady. Because he's steady. He's... Wow. What a play. Yeah, static defense already. He's gonna build artillery to try to shell Randy's base. From this side of the map. Which is quite a cheeky move. But I don't think it's quite as cheeky as the Garpike counter here. As Randy has spent the last several minutes sending these around. They've tread the bottom of the relatively shallow water here. And are now finding them. Will it be... I don't know if a light laser turret... Oh my god. Oh no. I mean, the light laser turret finishes, but I don't think it's enough. Those turrets are not the be-all, end-all. And he will get a lot of the economy here. And the action begins just as the mini-map continues to break when I switch the camera too much. Alpha tournament, guys! And if the only issue is the mini-map sometimes doesn't show back up when I switch the camera to one of the many camera modes, I would say that's not the biggest issue. The Garpikes are completely gutting the economy now. Every metal extractor, there's barely anything back at home. But here goes Teddy. Things are about to get complicated. I have no idea. Like last game, I wasn't sure what the wind condition looked like. Obviously, besides just killing the commander. He's put it on high trajectory, which I believe gives it, well, it is easier to hit the he switches, no. Actually, I'm not sure what advantage. You know what? Does it have more range? I guess it doesn't get blocked by other targets, so it's more likely to actually hit. More AoE when it lands. Oh, but more Garpikes. They make their way out of the water, onto the land. Well, one of them does. The other one is trying. Okay. And Teddy, once again, will be undercut despite his very forward push. The artillery. Oh, what is this? A shipyard. It's happening. Boats. Need some of those subs now. It's boat time. Though, I'm not... one of the islands has been taken, but a muskrat will eventually... Wait. There's already light laser turn around! Oh. Yep. Well, nope. But wait, the Garpikes could outmaneuver it. The grunts are chasing them down. The Garpikes are not particularly quick creatures. Not specialized in anything in particular, but good enough to take out the light laser turrets. And now the muskrat building on the other side of the island. The laser turret might be enough combined with the grunts, though. Laser turret, is he out of range? No. Oh, just in time. Garpike retreats into the water where the grunts can't chase. Randy! Hey, Randy! What? Let's go to the... Randy's commander is building from the ocean onto the high ground here, getting something of a staging area. The artillery may eventually... It looks like the artillery may out DPS the construction turret, but not by much. I don't know how much energy this is draining, because that could be pretty major. Randy is risking... There's a... Oh, the muskrat is still here, though. I think it got jammed up on trying to climb a mountain, which it's not so great at. Muskrats not well-known mountaineers. Oh, an oppressor. The destroyer is I was gonna say on the field, but close enough. And here's Randy. Randy with the commander, the ultimate backstab. Amphibious creature, though not... Oh, that light laser turret. Randy could just lose the game here. Light laser turrets have a bonus to commanders to prevent them from just walking up and murdering everything. Though one is not enough with the D-gun. Oh, the walls! The walls are actually working because there's such a choke point. He can't get through. Though I don't know the... Oh, God, the artillery's landing. The artillery with the walls. He's so jammed up. Oh, the artillery doing a number on it. I was wondering how he was going to follow that up, but here we are. Dragon's Maw on the way. Randy is actually taking... Wait. Okay. So, we may... At this point, there's a very realistic chance that they end up in the opposite spot that they started the game. As... Well... Oh, the Impress and the Grunts are hitting it, but they don't quite have the range. That muskrat is still jammed up over there, unfortunately. But Randy is invading the Western Islands as simultaneously Teddy has cleared out much of the east. But that destroyer adding a lot of damage and cutting off many of the ground units. In between all this. Does Teddy have radar coverage here? He does, yes. He can also see like, if the commander dies, the game ends. No silly sack your commander for 2,000 metal, tech build, city in the back line for 17 minutes. Team game bullshit. But no, we are 11 minutes in, and Randy has taken the peninsula that Teddy started on. Teddy is now entrenching himself on the center island, complete with naval coverage. There have been some heated conversations over the outlying islands as well. Where is this? Oh, he's got an artillery tank firing over the mountain here. And the grunts are just sitting there taking it. Move! Oh, wait. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out! Oh. Well, the artillery tank was doing some pretty good work, but ends up not being enough. Here comes Teddy. I don't think this is a realistic amount of units for actually killing the commander. I mean, maybe he gets lucky. All he needs is to win his one more game. Though Randy did pick this map. Kind of like, the Garpikes seem like the strat. He's trying to get rid of the bot lab here, but doesn't quite target it, and that means Randy might be able to just get some D-guns off. Throwing in the thugs as well. The plasma bots and the D-guns just obliterating the grunts. Meanwhile, thugs on the center line, though. Artillery not gonna do it here. Finally! Teddy has claimed the island that Randy started on. Randy still has been mining with the metal extractors over here, though, this entire time. So overall, it seems like Randy has produced 1.5 thousand more metal, about 40,000 more energy. So it is adding up. The destroyer is in position to slow down some of the production. Randy not even at full HP, but the thugs may eventually punch through. Reinforcing the island to the west. We've got some of the Death Cavalry Resurrection subs. Ah, my earballs! Oh, so immersion. Good thing we have a sound dampener for the stream, but no, that was quite loud when you hear a destroyer firing a broadside in your ear. Well, a lot is happening. It's hard to tell. I have no idea. In a very different and much more entertaining way than the previous match, I have no idea. It feels like Randy, through his income, has the advantage, but Teddy has boats on a map that is mostly surrounded by water. They haven't. Well, they've slowly but surely allowed Teddy to isolate these islands. But Randy, instead of relying on boats, he became the boat. He just walked up and built his base over here. So that seems like a more direct route to me. There's some of the resurrection boats. There's still that construction vehicle. Randy's push is gonna... So we've fully... Alright. We've done a full rotation here, as Teddy is fully clearing out the eastern side. And Randy now is in control of the western peninsula. They're both, it does feel like they're both kind of scrambling to throw units at things. Not particularly quickly, as none of these units are speedy, but instead more methodical. Even the destroyer here. And of course, artillery emplacements don't move very fast, or at all. The destroyer coming, another destroyer coming up. Those things are not cheap. 960 metal. So, equaling the cost of like 5 to 10 infantry, depending on what they are. The thugs are only 140 for comparison. Well, he did reclaim the shipyard. Yeah, Teddy reclaimed his own shipyard to get his metal back. Of course, you don't get the energy, but the metal is much more valuable, more permanent resource. The Death Cavalry. Wait, are they just not moving, or are they stranded because they're out of water? No, move! Ah! Well, that answers that question. They're just getting some sun. So the destroyer are going to try to stop the thugs from moving onto the main island of Teddy here. And Randy is all about, as the British player in the match, understanding how to assault to and from islands. As right now, he just kind of walked up and invaded Teddy's. And that has been his strat so far. Teddy, it is slowly, much more methodically, and taking much longer to clear out what Teddy had over here. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't sent some bots in to deal with it, but he's clearly trying to slow down Randy. Is that a tier 2 bot lab? Oh my god, we're actually seeing tier 2 in this I guess there's been a lot of metal on the ground. The destroyers have been getting a lot of... Wait, did he? How many destroyers are on the map? I think he lost one. Or I'm blind. Both are very plausible. I don't see... There's some wrecks down there. Still one destroyer in this corner. Randy's been holding on to that island. Let's see. Randy up to 4k more metal produced. Teddy's maintained his efficiency, but... Oh, the shelled and mortar bots. They don't do a huge amount of damage, but it adds up. As does the shelled and count. And this tier 2 advantage. Oh, there it is. Oh my. Very sad. Barely overkilled. Wait. Why is there a pounder tank in the ocean? Don't worry about it. He's just going for it. Oh, I don't know. Well. We march. The high ground allows you to have extra range and accuracy. It's just easier to hit things at the bottom of the hill. I don't know. And walking across the water is clearly... I mean, you don't get too much lower than that. It's literally sea level. Well... Teddy's scrambling here. He's only at 17. He hasn't really reclaimed any of these mexes. Or claimed them, not reclaimed, in this case. Whereas Randy has diligently taken... There's still one of Teddy's up here. The last remnant about to be swept off of this peninsula, where technically Teddy started. Destroyer trying to get involved. The Sheldon should be able to drive it away, but it does force at least some response. Is there any chance of tier 2 for Teddy? He doesn't have very much metal. You need 2,900 for tier 2 tech. And that's before building a single unit. Oh, he's got some of the repair zones, which I'm not actually sure that the Sheldons can hit because they're underwater. So I'm not sure how far those projectiles will go underwater. Meanwhile, oh, Randy realizing it's probably just faster to build the light laser turret. The shelling will continue. He's got a repeat move command to try to draw some fire without taking too much of it. I'm not sure what the end goal is here for Teddy. Oh, what are these? Ducks. One of the most dangerous creatures in the Beyond All Reason Kingdom. Oh no. the duck assassination team. That team. They also have a torpedo launcher, I believe. So, yeah, they have a torpedo. So even if the commander, the ducks, so they have a laser and a torpedo launcher. They're actually quite versatile. They embrace both of their forms, both on water and land. The ducks will waddle their way by, looking remarkably like their namesake, actually. And clear it out. I don't know if they notice Teddy's in the ocean right now. Wait, he should have vision. He does have radar. But the radar may not reach underground, or he doesn't have sonar. So I think Teddy was able to escape detection by the ducks in this scenario. Meanwhile, the destroyer with the subs. So we'll see here. They don't seem to be firing at the subs. And he's using the destroyer to draw the fire, but the ducks are still... Oh, but the torpedoes! Or whatever it's firing. The tiny torpedoes. They actually don't do very much against the ducks, do they? Now, this is happening. That destroyer absorbing a lot of hits. Oh, no! Wait. Oh, yeah! This is fine, actually. It was just that Teddy, he took... Wow, this took a long while before he cleared this out. And the ducks are rotating. Is there anything to defend here? He's switching into aircraft. Finally managed to get a tier 2 bot lab. The Sheldon count is getting a little out of hand here. The commanders are both in the water at the moment. The ducks! A light laser turret is no match for this amphibious destruction. 2 is a little bit more of a match, but still not incredible. The Fiend trying to get involved. 1 Fiend is not going to make the difference, but the artillery as well. The Sheldons are still shelling. Oof. The duck's able to take out the Fiend, but some of Teddy's units making it back, and he did clear out most of this. Meanwhile, heavy laser turret, a well-entrenched island here for Randy. Charging the Sheldons. The Thug Squad. But there's just as many thugs for Randy. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, well, maybe a couple Fiends? And the Destroyer? This seems like an ill-fated attack, though. Even with a few Fiends. Well. Oh, and the Sheldons will kill the Destroyer. Oh, that did not go well. Bit of a questionable... He vetoed that attack several times. So this does answer the question of whether the Sheldons can... Could he use the subs to form an artificial block? Because it appears the Sheldons, despite the fact the sub is literally right there, they cannot attack it. Well, it feels like an abrupt yet inevitable ending, as Randy has had access to much of the map. It was his map choice. A clearly unconventional one. Unconventional. Teddy! No, there's ducks in there! Can you fire the D-gun in the water? The torpedoes of the ducks. He spots them. Unfortunately, it seems like he may die in the depths. Teddy on the run. I'm not sure what his end game is here. As the Sheldons continue. A few sumos in the front line. The tankiest tier 2. Some of the Sheldons getting blasted apart by the artillery emplacements, at least. Teddy tried his best. Holding for now. The artillery emplacement struggling because it keeps overshooting into the water. Teddy is still... The ducks are hunting him. Oh my. Oh wait, he res the destroyer! Whoa, what a... Wait, okay, the destroyer comes up, and between the artillery, the thugs, and the destroyer, he actually clears out the ball of Sheldons. Teddy! Teddy holds. It was all a bait, but... Teddy, even after that great play, the ducks are hunting him. I can't... Oh no. Teddy! He's trying... I don't think he can D-gun underwater. And if he can, he's not... He doesn't have the energy for a D-gun. The ducks! No! Teddy, he just had a great victory. But his commander is getting ducked up. Oh no, they're everywhere. It's a disaster. He's dodging torpedoes, but he's running out of space to do so. Oh no! Randy. Wow. What a way for that game to end. As Randy suffers a pretty dramatic defeat on land, but then is able to hunt down the commander with the ducks. So, I mean, Randy clearly had the metal production throughout, but he did just lose a lot of ground. Unfortunately, the ground isn't what mattered. Well, 1-1 for the first time I've seen a decider match. This one's Teddy's pick, and another interesting choice. It's called Sky Isle, which already paints a picture. I don't even know if there was like an approved map pool or if people can just pull whatever map is of a technical size. But both these players clearly have quite a depth or height to their play. Wow, my eyes. Okay, Jimmy. Welcome, my friends who may want to invest in sunglasses, to Sky Isle. Okay. Wait, this does nothing for the background! Well. Here we are in the Beyond All Reason semifinals. We two respectable dudes. I'm top. I think they're just letting each other know where they spawned for reasons that elude me, but it's 1-1, and Teddy's choice here is Sky Isle. Yeah, apparently whatever plan it was has already failed. It does look great. I wish I could tone down the maybe if I came from the... Can I flip the how do I flip the camera? It actually does matter. If I can put the sun behind my my eyes. Though it does ruin the map overlay, so I won't do that. Never mind. Just get used to it. It's fine. Put your sunglasses on. We got some energy crystals. Okay, so a key part of Sky Isle here seems to clearly be there is no way, aside from aircraft, it seems, to get to the main island. I don't believe any of this area is passable. By standard units. Yeah. And I don't know if that's water. But even if it is there any place to put a shipyard? It feels doubtful. Or, yeah, there's no ramps or anything. So this is all about the aircraft. I mean, who would have thought that Sky Isle would be an air map? I know, it sounds crazy. Oh, the gentleman's agreement was that they agreed to start on the islands in order to make this an air battle. Like, and guarantee it, as opposed to potentially taking a starting position on the island. Which would muddy things a bit. Of course, they could make their way there, one way or another. But we're gonna find out. First thing, oh my, he's gonna get the air transport. The Hercules. And who's going? The commander. Of course. So, to claim the island, Randy will be the first. Teddy is going for a bomber after a scout, so he's going to see this. Or at least, it's very likely. Gonna go to the Teddy cam. He may spot a severe lack of the commander, which is a pretty important part of, you know, every part of the game. Oh, the scout. Is it trying to land? Okay. Apparently it can do that. Scout coming down the other side, but bomber already. For the... No! I broke it! Not this again! How did I fix it last time? Jimmy! Why have you done this? I knew this was a mistake. There's a commander moving. Oh no. Yeah, it had the... Alright, so dramatic start, but we're going to restart real quick and not press that button. No. It had the error message that time. Sometimes going to the FPS cam seemed to make things very unhappy. But we can speed up to that point. And let's consider aircraft. Okay, so aircraft don't have fuel, from what I understand. But they do have, like, a payload. They have to recharge their payload. So things like bombers, they can't just keep attacking. In SubCom, did they have fuel? I don't know exactly. Like, they never run out of ammunition, but they take time to recharge it. In SubCom. Well, SubCom is a different game. Believe it or not, contrary to popular belief. Do all planes have ammo? They need to recharge? I do not believe so. Like fighters and such, and gunships will just continue. Alright. Hold on! History repeats itself. And here we are. I'm sorry for that glitch in the Matrix. We will not be touching that button again, as dramatic as it is. And Teddy has begun his bombing run. And we'll take out some of the side here. Though, metal extractors are some of the cheapest buildings, though most fragile in the game. The hardest part is having the constructors where they're needed in order to deal with it. A well-placed bombing run can make all the difference, though. I think he's just patrolling. They're both on the island, though. Will anyone survive? The transport aircraft. Not sure where it's going. I don't know if either of them have the, like, auto-transport rally enabled. But the bomber. I want to see what happens when it hits the... It is water, or so it seems. It's got a watery aspect to it. Meanwhile, bomber from Randy gets shot down. Fighters do quite a number on them. And both players are trying to secure their main islands while the commanders have ended up on the center isle. Adding some construction turrets via the air transports here, which can carry those turrets. Rarely, this is actually the first time I think I've seen air transports at all. Except for, I believe it was Goopy versus Mighty Sheep, where Goopy abducted a grunt and then landed it on the top of a mountain for reasons. Anyways, but that was a little different than the economic progression we're seeing here. Much like you'd expect, though, both players with a bit more of a passive start since they literally couldn't murder each other very effectively earlier. Setting up a construction turret. I think a constructor. Yeah, Teddy is no stranger to the transport aircraft. Ooh, some thugs out here. Embracing the thug life is Teddy. Oh, wait. That was a constructor, not a turret. Well, construction turret can't build metal extractors, so it would have kind of defeated the purpose otherwise. Here come the thugs. Does Randy have any units to match? He has some grunts around the map. I don't know if any aircraft remain. A handful of fighters. But both players... Actually, no. Randy has not reclaimed his aircraft plant. Teddy reclaimed his in order to jumpstart his production on the island. So that means he doesn't have the option of those aircraft. But he does have a bit more in terms of a ground army here. And grunts. Adding a reclaim bot, but here come the thugs. And Randy's commander is technically right here, so... Looking like a bit of a snack. But those grunts... the diet plan. Alright, you cannot eat my commander today. I said, not thinking through the end of this bit. But feeling mildly hungry anyways. Oh, here comes Teddy, the commander, the ultimate repair bot. Just rarely deems it necessary, or... And of course, if you're repairing frontline units, that means you're usually pretty close to the front line. Oh, Teddy. The crown making him a big target. And the fact that he is the main objective of the entire game. Taking some big hits, but... Oh! I'm out of here, boys! What a save! Teddy! But don't drag my feet! Oh, that could have gotten real dicey, but comes in with the Hercules. Oh, but the... Oh my god, he could have lost the game. Oh, that was so close. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh my god, that was so close. The fighters come in half a second after he drops the commander off and just... Wow, they kill it really fast. Oh, the thugs. The thugs. Randy! You can't just name yourself Randy because you were the first thug. Get out of the way! The name's a Randall. But call me Randy. Like, what why did you tell us? Well, he's marched his way up. Teddy, once again, will challenge the thugs in the middle of the crystals. The crystals, I think, will block a shot or two. And they also get destroyed, so... The high ground is claimed by Teddy, though. already, I am loving that they picked these maps, showing another dimension of gameplay. First, we saw the water, and now the air. Though it is kind of devolving into a thug brawl here. But at least we did see some aircraft in a very meaningful capacity. The thugs with cannons for arms blasting at each other. Sometimes friendlies as well. That is very possible. We just saw a couple thugs blast the back of their friends. Much more likely when you're going up a hill. Another reason why the high ground is quite an advantage. The grunts battling the light laser turrets and winning here for now. Of course, the second one makes all the difference. Construction bot. Now, thugs are... Now, this is true. The exact same speed as thugs. So, it does make it difficult for them to chase down other thugs. But, an armed metal extractor. I'm actually not sure how that's going to do here. There's a decent amount of HP, but the thugs are quite good at dealing with entrenched positions. Yeah, just blast them right through. Tier 2 from Teddy. So, Teddy's energy production. He's been building wind. I don't know what the average wind is here. 9. So not huge. You need a lot of wind turbines to pump that up. Of course, there's all those energy crystals. But Teddy feels like he has the money for Tier 2. He salvaged his bot lab, reclaimed. But he doesn't have any unit production right now because he has no production facilities. Trying to mask that, I think, with an attack here. Did Randy see the Tier 2 lab? He did not. I don't believe. So, I feel like what Teddy's trying to do is make it look like he's really pressing the issue while not actually committing. So that way, Randy will be surprised and hopefully killed by the big switch into Tier 2. It's gonna be... Oh, he first went for the Tier 2 constructor, but then... It is another potential advantage for Teddy here on the high ground. I mean, like, just look at this though. I don't think this is a good idea. This seems like a very bad idea. I feel like Teddy learned this, almost this exact lesson in the previous game, but less dramatically. I don't know if Randy thought he was going to be legitimately a threat in that scenario, or if he was just trying to mask his own. Oh my god. Well, there go all of those. So, if he didn't know there was Tier 2 before, he definitely does now. Oh, he was getting his own Tier 2. He doesn't salvage the bot lab, so it takes a little longer. He doesn't have quite the metal. But overall, now the island is quite well partitioned. About even. Overall, Teddy has 860-ish to 670 energy income, so 10-20% more. The metal is slightly in favor of Randy, but I think a lot of reclaim has been going on. And the fiends are going to make their way around the right side of the island and start taking back all the ground. Or at least immolating all the ground that Randy gained. It looks like Randy has a few more thugs, but I think you have to get this perspective to realize how impactful. Even if you don't get more damage, just the accuracy bonus. It's much easier for Teddy's thugs here to land their shots in a meaningful way rather than hitting parts of the mountain or each other. Of course, the fiends turn the tides and heat things up. Thugs aren't horrible against them. Fiends are not the tankiest units. Some shurikens as air gets added back into the fray. A few shurikens to stun these units. Hold them down for the fiends from the back line. Both players. The wrecks starting to really add up on the field. More thugs. Some fighters coming in. Randy able to shoot down the shurikens. Fighter wins the battle. Actually, they killed each other. Fiends on everything. Getting hectic here. As the center of the island, a scene of carnage, though a single Resbot will be stunned. It looks like Randy able to pick up much more of this reclaim here. Grabbing that extra metal. Though, the shurikens have achieved something resembling air superiority. Still a fiend roasting through the metal extractors. Teddy has resecured much of his side of the map. In fact, he's using the somewhat risky air transport to do so. But the shurikens are added on here. Some of the trashers. Is that really the name? I've never looked at... Is that really the name? The trashers. The anti-air. Tier 1 anti-air here. Helping against the shurikens. Well, a single Sheldon is demonstrating how hard it is to say... I think he's just attacking ground blindly. Well, not so much ground, it's just flailing over the mountain. Between the shurikens and the fiends, the Sheldon easily gets roasted here. How much is there actually left to defend? Where's the commander? Randy is up in the middle of the field, but his production is vulnerable. Without the production, you can easily isolate and kill the commander. Teddy with a... He's now got a fusion reactor, giving him a significant boost to energy production. He's at over 1,000 more, and his fiends are closing in on all these potential... Whoa! What even happened there? Well, it wasn't good for Randy. I can say that with authority. Losing your tier 2 lab. 2,900 metal. And it's... You can't even res it. It's a wreck. He may lose his tier 1 bot lab. It's all coming apart. Oh no, the fact that it is not even resable here is... Oh my god, the self-destructed fiend. Essentially a fire grenade. This is a disaster for Randy. As Teddy has completely gutted his production. And Teddy has the... There is no real advantage here for Randy. He doesn't have more units. He doesn't have a better economy. He doesn't have better tech. But, well, what he does have is his commander. Still, at this point, so... Until that is gone... Teddy, I think, has played quite a smart game. He masked his T2. He kept enough map control, and then he just kept hammering the production. The shurikens coming in. Roasting the bot lab. while he might not be able to touch the main island, I don't know if there's any escaping to it, or if it would matter. Teddy on the run, or just to reclaim some X's. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that air transport save, where his entire tournament run could have ended to a single fighter aircraft. Randy, if this feels like quite a literal blaze of glory here. Yes. Well, here we go. The last march of Randy. 7th of his name. The Flamers. And down he goes. Randy explodes and Teddy. Well, it was a self-detonate. And Teddy will move on to the grand finals with a well-played exchange here on Sky Isle. Very good. I love the look of the map as well. Quite a multi-dimensional series. But it's gonna be Teddy versus Mighty Sheep. On the next video you're going to watch of Beyond All Reason 1v1 Alpha Tournament. Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Like, subscribe. See you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.